That night, under the light of a pale moon, the king's soldiers crept through the shadows of the forest. Their orders were simple: find the young hunter who had stolen the heart of one of the king's daughters. Before, the king had lost his only son to an illness that swept through the village. For years, he and the queen mourned, until the birth of twin daughters brought light back into their lives. The girls grew up as a blessing to the kingdom. But now, they were grown, beautiful and clever. Suitors from all around came to seek their hand, yet the twins turned each one away. Worried about the future, the king was advised to take another wife to bear him a son. But he loved his queen dearly and would not listen. In his heart, his daughters were his treasures, his legacy, and he wanted nothing more than to see them happy. One day, while fetching water at the village stream, the princesses met a tall, dark hunter from a nearby village. Both sisters felt a spark, but he fell for the youngest. They exchanged glances, shy smiles, and soon, whispers under starlit skies. Night after night, they met in secret, with only the forest as their witness. Yet, a dark truth lurked in the hunter's past: he was from a village that had once been an enemy of the king's people. The older princess watched, jealousy blooming in her heart as her sister and the hunter grew closer. Overcome, she told her father of her sister's secret meetings. The king's anger was fierce. His daughter had chosen a stranger, and worse, one from a rival village. He ordered his soldiers to capture the young man. The next night, when the youngest princess went to meet her love, soldiers waited in the shadows. The hunter was captured and dragged to the palace, bruised and bleeding. The king stood tall and furious, ready to cast harsh judgment on the young man. But as he glared at the hunter, something caught his eye: a birthmark on the young man's shoulder. A mark just like the one his own son had. Stricken by a strange feeling, the king ordered his soldiers to clean the boy up, and he asked to speak with the hunter's mother. When the woman arrived, her face was one the king recognized. She had been the queen's nurse, present when their son was born. With trembling hands, she fell to her knees and began to speak, her voice quivering with guilt. "I took him," she confessed, her voice barely a whisper. The queen gave birth to twins, but no one else was there. I took one, claiming him as my own because I thought I'd never have a child of my own. I fled, hoping never to return. I didn't think this day would come." Silence swept through the palace as the truth sank in. The hunter was the king's lost son, taken away at birth, hidden for all these years. Overwhelmed with emotion, the king pulled the young man close, embracing him as his long-lost son. His daughters embraced one another, their rivalry melting into forgiveness. The king spared the nurse, understanding her sorrow and longing. From that day forward, the kingdom rejoiced, knowing the king's line was secured, not just in his daughters, but in the son they had thought lost forever.